Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Weekly Shonen, and today we have another Platinum Men review. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to cover episode 5 last week because I'm still transferring from a Mac to a PC, and the process has been stressful, to say the least. I had to wipe my PC again yesterday because apparently Windows 11, don't get Windows 11, was not installed properly. So it's all right. Nothing really important happened in episode 5. Absolutely nothing of note happened. But, there are a couple of details that lead into episode 6 that I do want to go over. So this is not going to be a 2-episode review, but just a couple of things that I want to go over real quick. First thing is we got the introduction of Mukaido. And other than him being the nicest guy, we also get to learn that angels don't just come to you when you're trying to commit suicide. They actually pop up on anyone who's lost hope in the will to live. So Mukaido, was late stage cancer treatment, and he was just giving up on life. So Barrett was able to come and save him, give him some newfound look on life, which led him to Saki and Mirai, which is good. It seems like all these characters find some type of just cause to go after. And what we also get this episode is including Kanade. We have a motivation for him finally. Obviously his motivation is his sister. The question now is what is his means to an end? If he understands, even as a god, there's no bringing back the dead, what would be his what's his motivation here, right? Or is he just being manipulated by Meza? We also got confirmation. Meza is pretty much the most evil angel of all. She's even got the creepy backstory of we don't know how she came into being, or we don't know how she became a special rank, yada yada yada. So Meza is definitely not to be trusted. I hope that this isn't setting us up for such a sad, full-on backstory at the end, where we understand that Kanade is, really was just this lost boy who's completely being manipulated by Meza the whole time. I hope that's not the case, but it's gonna hit harder if that is, because we also get the introduction of Kanade's friend, who basically helps birth Girl A's existence, right? He's like, well, I can get rid of the ugly girls in the world for you, and that's exactly what Kanade ends up doing, or he starts to try to do, because what we get in this episode 6 is that she's not really doing a good job at finding the ugly ones. Second thing from that scene that we get is you actually can combine arrows, not to make a new power, but to increase the range of the arrows. So it's good to know that you can increase the distance of red and white arrows just by stacking them on top of each other. Not good for Mirai in the crew, but it's just good knowledge for us to have, because it's definitely going to come into play later on. There's one small thing here. There's this scene with Mirai and his pops, where they're talking about how you shouldn't hate people, and I think this is just further solidifies that Mirai is the perfect person to become God in this show, because he's not only not trying to kill people, he just really isn't even trying to hate people. Small detail, not really important, but just a little fun fact, is that you can see Nase and Kanade's helmet, which is the same shot that appears in the last, is the same final shot that you see in the ending now, where you have Mirai in the visor instead. Pretty cool. I guess that goes to show the angels do have some type of influence, not influence, but there's a connection between the angel and her user there. Although I'm still having a hard time figuring out what the hell Revel and Saki have in common, but whatever, we'll see. That's pretty much it from episode 5, though. We do get the tease of, the next god candidate that we need to hunt for, and it's this little kid who's just eating a hot dog, has a Starbucks. Terrible fucking combo. Luckily, he's a god candidate, so it's probably not going to affect him too much. All right, now moving on to what actually happened this week. So, yeah, episode 6 starts off with, the crew talking more about Girl A and how they really need to find her, get rid of her, yada, yada, yada. Mukaido is dead set on killing her, no matter what. Even if they can't kill Metropolitan Man, he tells Mirai straight up that, if Metropolitan Man doesn't show up, I'm going to kill Girl A. And what he doesn't realize is that he is on the same exact page as Metropolitan Man here, because, yeah. All that work I did last episode, or last review, counting down the arrows and the wings that Kanade has, was basically just done here. They're just going over, they're debriefing on the situation, And then we get some very important challenges in terms of ideology here. Mukaido's the older person here. He has more life experience, so he's able to like look Mirai straight in the eyes and be like, you know, what you're talking about is not really realistic. You know, Mirai doesn't want to kill anyone. He nearly has a traumatic, what would you even call this? A traumatic like thought exercise, I guess. Where he puts himself through this nightmare scenario where he has to choose between white arrows and red arrows, and you know, it really gets him. And it becomes like a therapy session, because even Mukaido's like, all right, cool, we're done for the day. Like, we had a breakthrough or whatever. And it's like, you know, it's good, because it just goes to show that this is like really a group of people who they're not just together for a common purpose. They're together because they are, you know, very similar. We got the introduction of Girl A though, officially. And I told y'all, man, it's not gonna get easier to see how red arrows manipulate people. This is just I'm guessing, because this is basically where I left off in the manga, and I don't know if it gets worse. It's probably gonna get more creative, but I don't know in terms of like harder to watch, because this episode is like pretty PG-13 for the anime. But I remember all of these like overtly sexual red arrow scenarios have been like pretty much not censored in the manga. We get this one shot of Kanade's friend basically starting to piece it together, and then we get a good, unfortunately short-lived scene between Mukaido and his family. We finally get to see him with his family. Cute. And you know, unfortunately, it's immediately ruined by the news that Girl A has dropped off another body, to which Mukaido responds, yo, we're gonna need more weapons. He immediately pulls up on Mirai and the crew, brings his angel Barrett. So we finally got Barrett in the room. And he's just like, so take these guns. I know that we can travel faster than the speed of sound, but, you know, take these guns anyway. And then he has a cool little dad moment where he's like, I'm not going out without protecting my family, yada, yada, yada. Like, he's got real newfound resolve. And then we get this shot of Girl A, man. Girl A is just raw. She's something else. Funniest part about this whole episode is the fact that it took him a couple of days to connect this whole schoolgirl outfit thing to the victims. And it's like, you know, they're just now realizing it. Like, it works. You know, just coming from someone who's watched Death Note countless times, it's just hilarious to me that these characters take so long to piece these things together. And, you know, I'm the audience, so I'm not really led to think of these things much more faster than the plot. So I can't really hold myself in a higher regard here, but it's like, this is something that L would have immediately noticed. He would have been like, this is a trap. We need to plan for this as a trap, yada, yada, yada. And like the gang is just like, wait, they're all wearing uniforms. Like, it's just the way that it's just done is pretty damn funny. So Girl A drops her second victim, I guess, of the day, on top of the roof, and then she stays guard this time, takes over the cops in the who come up to cover the body. And then we get a pretty important moment, because last episode we see Kanade kind of debating on whether or not you can control someone with a red arrow to an extent that they can kill someone or kill themselves. He's still questioning that, and then he realizes that, you know, maybe it's a motive, maybe it's by the person, case by case. I have to be able to manipulate someone who can easily be manipulated. So it's like hypnotism in a way, because we get that from the cop. The cop is like, you know, you might have shot me with a red arrow, but I really hate you, so there's no way I'm gonna do what the hell you tell me. And Girl A picks up on that, because he's basically playing Kira with the prisoner thing, where he's just like testing on subjects, and he's using Girl A to do that. You know, he was able to use Girl A to experiment on whether or not you can get someone else to kill for you, and, you know, what the limits of red arrows are. Mukaido finally gives us the suit that we see Mirai wearing in the opening, and then Mukaido gets into his own Master Chief suit after that. And it's a really good thing that he had this heavy armor on, because this explosion right here, I don't think Mirai would have done too well if he was at this distance. But I have some hope for Mukaido, because there's no way he's just gonna get one shot, right? I mean, if he does get one shot, this is a pretty damn clean one shot. I kind of like this. I just hope it's not his death. But there's no point in him introducing such a heavy armor set if it's not gonna at least be able to take this blast. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole episode. It's a pretty quick review. As for what I think is going to happen next episode, I'm not too sure, man. I don't know if Kanade is going to pop up. Obviously, he has no reason to, because he just set off his bomb. But I would really like to see, now that Mirai's in his suit, he has to use it, right? You know, the suits were introduced for a reason. You know, Mukaido's suit is introduced to tank this blast, and Mirai's gonna have to like fight someone. So if not Girl A, I'm pretty sure Girl A is dead. If not Girl A, then Kanade does have to pop up for like some type of squabble, especially if he realizes that, you know, these two aren't dead and his plan failed. But I don't know if he would actually want to pop up on them. It's just whether or not you can see through to the next part of his plan. And judging by the way Kanade has been moving with, you know, not only the power of a god or of an angel, but also the advice of a really greedy angel, I can't see him not taking this opportunity. After we got these backgrounds of, you know, Mirai's ideals and, you know, possibly starting to understand what Kanade's about, and also, you know, the wholesomeness of Mukaido's whole backstory, then I would love to see a clash of these ideologies. Maybe not, you know, in the form of like one hit and then a flashback to reiterate this stuff, because that's what Shonen likes to do. But just in the form of just, you know, we understand the background of these characters now to some extent. You know, now that they're clashing, we get to really, you know, take a look at and judge for ourselves, you know, who's right and wrong in this scenario. Obviously, it's still Kanade. This guy's on a killing spree. He doesn't give a shit about anyone else but his sister's life. And I don't know if she's dead. Is she dead, or is she like cryo frozen? I don't know. That's a question I have, and, you know, maybe it's left up in the air for a reason, you know, because if she was really just dead, he would be visiting her grave, unless he's trying to work on a way to bring her back. Maybe that's exactly it. Maybe Meza is tempting him with the idea that, I can't believe I didn't think about that before. Maybe I think the most likely scenario now, because I just convinced myself, is that Meza's giving him this power and telling him, well, like, if you become God, then you can bring her back, you know, but you have to become God first. Only God can bring back the dead. And really, since Meza's the evilest person in this whole series, you know, that's what it seems like the portrayal's leading up to, that you know, she's telling him this, but really there's no way to bring back anyone from the dead. She's just trying to use him to become her candidate that wins. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing Meza fleshed out more. I would like to see the backstory of the angels, because, you know, we did get that one bit about Barrett being demoted, and we know from like the 2 episodes ago that, you know, angels can be promoted and demoted. So we'll probably see, maybe the next time an angel dies, that kid that we saw in the phone will have his angel upgraded or downgraded or something like that. But yeah, pretty good episode. I liked it a lot. These scenes are still looking crispy as hell. I like the breakdowns. This is like nice exposition for all of them, because it's like team meetings rather than just info dumps. I mean, they are info dumps, but like they're not done in an irritating way. I'm hoping Girl A is dead, because she just needs to go. As much as I love her, she's a psychopath and probably the closest thing we got to Misa so far. But yeah, she's got to go. She's got to go. And we got to see who the hell this other kid is. We got to get to that kid as soon as possible, because it seems like the more God candidates we have on our side, the better of a fighting chance we have against I'm in the show now. No. But it seems like there would be a better chance to actually taking down Kanade. Like, he's like the Thanos of this whole thing. Thanks for watching, listening. I know this is audio only. Until I really like get my PC 100% running smoothly, I won't be able to do video. Oh, I'm sorry, I won't be able to do video for like more than one video per week, because editing 2 video audio things is just like a pain in the ass. And so I'm just gonna wait to do that out here. Anyway, that's it. That's me. My name is Weekly Shonen, and thanks for watching. Bye.
That's right, go crazy, crazy, no crazy, no crazy, go crazy, crazy, no crazy, no crazy.